So hello everyone, welcome back to the brand new lectures in physics. So in the previous class we completed the concept of dimensional analysis, that is the disadvantages of dimensional analysis, and in this class we will discuss some new concept called least count. So before going to the concept of least count, I just want to explain a thing. For example, let us suppose what is the unit of mass. The unit of mass is kg. In MKS or SI system. For example, in CG system we can take it as grams. Right? So, what are the instruments which are available to measure the mass? Generally physical balance. So, there we can easily measure up to 100 grams or 50 grams actually. So, all the objects may not be measured using grams, etc. There are some precious things or some expensive things like gold, platinum, or it can be even a diamond, so which needs a measurement in milligrams. That means we need to measure the mass in terms of milligrams. So to measure the mass in milligrams or grams or whatever it may be, there needs some special apparatus or some special instrument to measure it. So in measuring mass, like in gold shop, etc., we use a balance called a sensitive balance, which is used to measure the mass. So that's why generally we can say an instrument which can measure the least value of that particular physical quantity, so can be considered as an accurate instrument. So that least measurement which can be measured by any instrument, depending upon whatever may be the physical quantity. So the least measurement that can be measured by an instrument is called as least count. So this least count will give how much accurate the measurement is, in measuring a physical quantity by an instrument. So this is the concept of least count. And in mass, I said it is a sensitive balance, and in length also, in measuring the length also, we can measure using our scale up to millimeter. That means 1 millimeter accurately. So if you want to measure the values which is less than a millimeter, so there are also some instruments present here like vernier calipers and screw gauge, so which will be discussed very soon, in our classes. So this is the concept of least count. So let me tell you an example for this. Let us suppose a particular instrument calculated the value of length as 4.5 centimeters. Then there is another instrument which have calculated the value as 4.54 centimeters only. And there is another instrument which was calculate the value as 4.5437 centimeters. So if you observe all these, which one is more accurate? Whether it is 4.5 or 4.54 or 4.5437. So if you observe here, if the number of digits on the right side of the measurement increases, then we are getting more and more accurate measurement. And these accurate measurements can be easily found using a particular instrument having a very, very least count. There is a smaller value of least count. So this is the concept of least count, and let's quickly get on to some new concept which is somewhat tricky. So that is called as significant figures. Significant figures. So what is meant by these significant figures? Significant figures are the digits in a measurement which we are having confidence. For example, let us suppose there is a measurement called 4.5723 and we are thinking that I think it is having a value of 4.5023 or 24, in between 23 and 24. So that means we are having confidence in the measurement up to some digits only. For example, let us consider a value called 4.5436. We know that the value is accurate up to 4 digits, so 4.543, but 6 we don't know whether this is accurate or not. So that means this particular measurement is having the digits which are having confidence, which we are having confidence, as well as a digit of uncertainty. Uncertainty means we are having a doubt whether it is 36 or 5 or 4 or whatever it may be. So this combination of digits in a measurement with some confidence, with having some uncertainty, that means it is plus or minus a value. So these all digits are combinedly called as significant figures. So the significant figures are nothing but the measurement, that means the digits of the measurement having some confidence, as well as a digit of uncertainty, the combination of confident digits in a measurement with some uncertainty digit is called as significant figures. So there are lot of rules and regulations in writing the significant figures. So let's quickly get on to this. First rule: all the non-zero numbers, in a non-zero digits, we can say, all the non-zero digits in a number are significant figures. Let us suppose 45.4629, 4.2932, and next 3.4413. So here, if you observe, how many significant figures are there here? So according to the first rule, all the non-zero digits are significant figures. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here 6 significant figures are present. And here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 significant figures are present. And here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 significant figures are present. So it itself means that all non-zero digits of a particular number or measurement are significant figures. So what was the second rule? In the second rule, all the zeros in between non-zero digits are also significant. Let us suppose 4.2004 and next 4.0123 and next 3.3404. Here the zeros are present in between the non-zero terms. So that means they are also considered as significant figures. That itself means that here 5 significant figures are present. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here 5 and here also 5. The number of zeros are different here, but as they are present in between the non-zero digits, they are also considered to be significant. And now, let us suppose third one. If you consider 0.436, 0.043, 0.001. So that means the zeros which are placed on the left side of a particular measurement. So they are considered as insignificant. They are simply considered as insignificant. That means here only 3 significant figures are present, and here 2, and here 1. So that itself means that the zeros which are placed on the left side, whether the decimals are present or not, we don't know. But these zeros are considered to be insignificant. Okay, just remember this rule as well as I will give you one more rule. Okay, these rules can be easily explained in the 6th or 7th rule. Okay, just remember this. And now, 4th one. For example, if a number was written like 575,000,000, so that means the zeros are placed on the right side of a number without any decimal point. Without any decimal point. So these zeros are considered insignificant. Okay, we may get some doubt. Sir, without considering that particular zeros, how can we define this number? Because 575 is not at all equal to 575,000,000, right? That means 575 lakhs. So both are not equal, right? So why we are not considering these as significant figures? Okay, so let me explain in this 5th rule. So we all know numbers can be written in an exponential form. Let us suppose if consider this number can be written as 5.75 into 10 power 7. Okay, so both are equal. For example, if you just multiply the 10 power 7 with 5.75, you will get the same result, right? So if you observe, both are same, but in this situation, okay, this type of notation is called as exponential notation. So that means writing a big number, okay, into a smaller one using 10 power 7 or 10 power x or 10 power minus 6. It may be negative or positive. Both are possible, right? So this type of notation is called as exponential notation, and if a number or a measurement is given in exponential notation, if a number is given in exponential notation, only numerical value, so this part is called as numerical value. Okay, so this numerical values, that means the numbers which are there in the numerical part are only significant. Okay, so that means the numbers which are placed in the numerical value are only the significance. That itself means that here he is having only 3 significant figures. Only 3 significant figures are present in this particular number. Okay, so this particular rule will explain why these zeros are insignificant in the 4th rule, right? And remember, I think I said about the 3rd rule, right? So that means 0.004, there all the zeros are insignificant. So I will explain that also in exponential form. For example, let us suppose 575 by 10 power 5. 575 by 10 power 5. It can be written as 575 into 10 power minus 5. That means place 5. If it is going to the numerator part, it will be minus 5. And it can also be written as 5.75 into 10 power minus 3. So originally, what is the value of this particular number? It is 0. I think we can get 0.0575. So this was the original number actually. And I have written this number in exponential form like this. Okay. So in exponential form, whether the 10 power it is a positive or negative, whatever it may be, only the numerical value will be considered, right? So we can write that particular decimal number which is having lot of zeros into an exponential form, and here also we are getting the same number of significant figures. Okay, so that means if a number is written in exponential form, only the numerical value of that particular number will be taken as significant figures. Okay, so I think you got some clarity about all these type of rules and regulations, and still more some rules are present. Okay, let's discuss them fast. For example, I have written some numbers on the right side. Okay, so here some zeros are present on the right side of a particular number. That means after the decimal. Okay, we can write infinite number of zeros here. Infinite number of zeros. Okay, whatever may be the number of zeros, so it was infinitely accurate, and all these digits including the zeros are taken to be significant. If the same type of zeros are taken on the left side, okay, they are considered to be insignificant, right? And if these zeros are placed on the right side, even if you write infinite number of zeros there, it was accurate infinitely. So that itself means that it is taken to be infinitely significant figure. That means it is having some significant figures in infinite number. So how many significant figures are present for this? It is infinite. Okay, so these are all some of the rules and regulations, and one more important rule is there. Okay, I forgot. The significant figures number, that means the number of significant figures, will not depend on the system of units. So how so? For example, let us consider the length. So 4 meters, 400 centimeters. Okay, 4000 millimeters. Okay, so we are using some different systems here, right? Some different systems here. So, in all these cases, if you follow the 7 rules which I have already discussed previously, here the number of significant figures is 1. Here also the significant is 1, and here also it is 1. So that means if more number of zeros are there, we need to write it in the exponential form. And if the decimal point is not there, okay, in a number, then these zeros are considered to be insignificant. So using these 2 rules, we can say in all these 3 cases, the number of significant figures are same. Okay, so a very, very tricky concept it is. Okay, and this concept of significant figures are used to, okay, check some errors. Okay, they are used to define some errors in measurement, and to check whether how much accurate a measurement is. Okay, all these things will be, okay, explained in this concept of significant figures only. But if you just listen this particular concept in the first class, okay, we can't even imagine how these concepts are used, okay, in checking errors and in defining the accuracy of a measurement. Okay, so all these things will be discussed in the next class. I think hope you have already understood all these concepts which I have just okay, discussed now. Okay, as I said, I have an important goal, okay, in establishing this YouTube channel. So that is, I just want to get 1000 subscribers and take a live video class to my students. So this is my goal. That means if you want to do anything, we need to have some goal. So without any goal, no need to do anything. So my goal, okay, in establishing this YouTube channel is to get 1000 subscribers and take a live video class, okay, in YouTube, and clarify the doubts of the students, okay, face to face. Okay, hope you all will definitely, okay, try to reach my goal. That means you will definitely support me in reaching my goal. Okay, so hope you understood the intention of my classes. Please try to subscribe, share, such that more number of views and more number of subscribers will make me have some boost to do lot of wonders in online class itself. Thank you so much.